Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and the Restless official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Christine's party crashed, Holden watched, and Tessa kissed him. It depicts Daniel Romalotti, Jr. being kissed by Tessa Porter. Holden Novak is seen by Kyle Abbott. Additionally, Michelle Stafford's character Phyllis Summers interrupts Christine Blair's Bachelorette celebration. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Holden Novak's conversation. Let's begin at the opening of the promo video. Holden and a long-haired woman, possibly Sienna Bacall, are seated together first. They are in plain sight at the hotel, seated at a table. Kyle observes the scene from a distance. Kyle Abbott prompts. Claire Grace Newman approaches Kyle from behind while Holden is in his meeting. The blonde insists on knowing Kyle's activities. The young man then states, what Holden is doing is the most relevant question. And with whom is he doing it? Kyle is acting in a really absurd and stalker-like manner. How many times must Claire reiterate that she has no relationship with Holden and that it doesn't matter who he speaks to? The party of Christine Blair was a bust. The preview footage also depicts Christine hosting her celebration, which is most likely a bachelorette party, according to Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of October 20th. The blonde and her closest pals are having a blast while decked out. Phyllis cuts in at that point. So sweet, not a dry eye in the house, exclaims the redhead. Naturally, Christine and everyone else are curious as to why Phyllis is there. The redhead chooses to attend her rival's party rather than go. Isn't Phyllis getting a little elderly for this kind of behavior? Get a life, lady, please. The kiss of Tessa Porter. Tessa stumbles as she ascends the stairs of a hotel. After that terrible encounter with Mariah Copeland, it appears that she may have drowned her sorrows. Daniel catches the brunette as she begins to fall. After giving him a longing glance, Tessa gives him a passionate kiss. Daniel may be surprised to learn that he feels something for her. However, would he only serve as a rebound? To discover out, we'll have to continue to observe. Christine's night went awry when Phyllis crashed the bachelorette party. Christine Blair's night will be ruined when Phyllis Summers crashes the bachelorette party. At the coffee shop, Phyllis recently made fun of Christine by predicting that she wouldn't survive her impending marriage to Danny Romalotti. Phyllis actually pretended to be skeptical that Christine and Danny would even attend their vows. Christina, however, is aware that Phyllis was merely attempting to irritate her. Making the bug miserable is Phyllis's favorite thing to do, but Cricket is hoping that this time around they can live happily ever after with Danny. Regretfully, Phyllis will soon cause additional drama before the wedding. Fans of YNR will witness Phyllis turn into a party animal when she attends Christine's bachelorette party. When Phyllis shows up and spoils the fun, Christine and her invited guests will be having a great time in the jazz lounge. Christine, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Tracy Abbott, Abby Winters, and Victoria Newman will all be irritated since Phyllis will quickly make herself the center of attention. Since that will be Phyllis's objective, there will be friction because Christine will plainly not want her at her special event. Since Phyllis will only be trying to cause trouble, Lauren might act as referee before telling her to scram. He will attempt to throw Danny a memorable bachelor party with Christian LeBlanc's character, Michael Baldwin. Fans should keep an eye out for all the twists and turns, though, because Danny's party will also include some surprises. Fortunately, nothing will stop Christine and Danny from completing their wedding plans. Danny and Christine are obviously eager to begin their new chapter together, so they will put any commotion behind them and anticipate being married. According to previews on The Young and the Restless, Phyllis may also cause issues on the wedding day. Keep checking back for any other unexpected information that Christine and Danny may learn. The tension in Genoa City reaches a fever pitch as several storylines collide in explosive fashion. The preview for the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless paints a picture of pure soap chaos, complete with unexpected kisses, jealous confrontations, and a party that spirals wildly out of control. What starts as a night of celebration for Christine Blair quickly devolves into an unforgettable spectacle of heartbreak, rivalry, and scandal. with Holden Novak lurking in the background, Tessa Porter crossing forbidden lines, and Phyllis Summers turning the evening into her personal battleground. This is one night Genoa City won't soon forget. Holden Novak's dangerous curiosity. The promo opens with Holden Novak seated in the dimly lit corner of the Grand Phoenix Hotel lounge, his expression unreadable. Across from him sits a mysterious long-haired woman, none other than Sienna Bacall. The two share hushed words over half-empty wine glasses, and though their body language suggests casual conversation, the tension between them is unmistakable. Holden leans in, murmuring something just out of earshot, and Sienna's lips curl into a smirk that promises trouble. From across the room, Kyle Abbott is watching every move they make. His eyes narrow, suspicion etched into every line of his face. He's seen Holden before, always in the wrong place at the wrong time, and tonight is no exception. But it's not just professional curiosity driving Kyle's interest. There's something personal about the way he watches Holden. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's intuition. Or maybe it's both. Kyle's obsession with Holden's activities has grown by the day, much to the dismay of Claire Grace Newman, who appears just behind him. Dressed elegantly but exasperated, Claire crosses her arms and demands to know what he's doing. Kyle doesn't take his eyes off Holden. The real question, he mutters, is what Holden's doing, and with whom. Claire sighs, clearly fed up with his paranoia. Kyle, how many times do I have to tell you? She snaps. Holden and I are done. He can talk to whoever he wants, it doesn't concern you. But Kyle doesn't listen. His fixation on Holden has taken a darker turn, bordering on stalker-like behavior. Something's off, he insists. You might not see it, but I do. The tension between Kyle and Claire simmers dangerously, threatening to boil over. As Kyle's focus remains locked on Holden and Sienna's table, the camera cuts to Holden's gaze flicking toward the bar, right where Kyle stands. Their eyes meet briefly, and a knowing smile crosses Holden's face. It's as though he's fully aware of being watched, and he doesn't mind one bit. The Bachelorette bash turns into a battleground. Meanwhile, across town, Christine Blair's much-anticipated Bachelorette celebration is underway at a glamorous jazz lounge. The music hums, the champagne flows, and laughter fills the air. Christine, radiant in a shimmering dress, is surrounded by her closest friends, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Tracy Abbott, Abby Winters, and Victoria Newman. It's a rare night of pure joy for the bride-to-be, who's been through more heartbreak than most women could handle in a lifetime. But happiness in Genoa City never lasts long. Just as Christine raises her glass for a toast to love and second chances, the doors burst open, and in sweeps Phyllis Summers, red hair blazing and eyes sparkling with mischief. Well, Phyllis announces loudly, isn't this sweet? Not a dry eye in the house. The room falls silent. Christine's smile vanishes, replaced with stunned disbelief. Of all the people she expected to crash her party, Phyllis was at the top of the unwanted guests list. Lauren exchanges a nervous glance with Tracy, while Diane folds her arms, already anticipating fireworks. Phyllis, Christine says tightly, what are you doing here? Oh, relax, Cricket, Phyllis replies with a sarcastic grin. I just came to wish you well. After all, it's not every day a woman gets to marry her high school sweetheart again. I thought it was nostalgic. The tone drips with venom, and everyone knows it. Christine's jaw tightens. This is a private event, she says. You weren't invited. Invited? Oh, come on, Christine, Phyllis laughs. Since when do I need an invitation to support an old friend? Lauren quickly steps between them, sensing the tension escalating. Phyllis, maybe this isn't the right time. Oh, it's exactly the right time, Phyllis interrupts. Because if there's anyone who deserves to celebrate a second chance, it's me. I mean, how many times have you forgiven Danny for his wandering heart? The air crackles with hostility. Christine's hand shakes slightly as she sets down her champagne glass. You're unbelievable. Unbelievably honest, Phyllis shoots back. The entire room collectively groans as Phyllis commandeers the spotlight, turning Christine's elegant bachelorette party into her own twisted stage performance. Lauren and Tracy exchange weary glances while Abby mutters under her breath, "Does she ever stop?" But Phyllis doesn't stop. She thrives on chaos, and tonight, she's in her element. Tessa's shocking kiss. Elsewhere, at the same hotel where Holden and Sienna continue their cryptic conversation, Tessa Porter finds herself in a spiral. After a painful encounter with Mariah Copeland earlier that evening, she's been nursing her heartbreak with one too many glasses of wine. Her usually composed demeanor has crumbled, and she's visibly struggling as she stumbles up the stairs toward her room. Just as she loses her balance, strong hands catch her. "Whoa, easy there," a familiar voice says. It's Daniel Romalotti, Jr., ever the gentleman, ever the savior. Tessa looks up at him, eyes glassy but full of emotion. "Daniel," she whispers, her voice trembling. He smiles softly. "You okay? You don't look so great." She laughs bitterly. "Story of my life lately." For a moment, neither of them moves. The air between them shifts, heavy with unspoken longing. Daniel's eyes search hers, trying to make sense of the vulnerability radiating from her. Then, suddenly, without warning, Tessa leans forward and presses her lips against his. It's not a polite kiss or a drunken mistake, it's charged, desperate, and full of pent-up feeling. Daniel freezes at first, startled by the intensity. But then, almost against his will, he responds. The kiss deepens, and for a fleeting moment, the world disappears around them. When Tessa finally pulls away, her face is flushed with confusion and regret. I'm sorry," she stammers. "I shouldn't have." Daniel gently grabs her hand. "Tessa, it's okay. You've had a rough night." But as she hurries off down the hall, Daniel is left standing there, conflicted. Something about that kiss stirred something inside him, something real. But what does it mean? Is he falling for her, or is she just using him to fill the void Mariah left behind? Phyllis pushes too far. Back at the bachelorette party, Phyllis's antics are wearing thin. She's managed to offend nearly everyone in the room, cracking snide jokes about Christine's age, Danny's fidelity, and even Diane's history. The women have had enough. "Phyllis, you need to leave," Lauren says firmly. "Or what? You'll call security?" Phyllis challenges. "I might," Diane mutters. Christine rises, eyes blazing. "You always do this," she says coldly. "You can't stand to see anyone happy unless it's you." "Well, guess what? I am happy. And no amount of your jealousy or bitterness is going to ruin that." For once, Phyllis seems momentarily taken aback. But instead of leaving gracefully, she doubles down. "We'll see how long that happiness lasts, cricket." Danny's track record speaks for itself. Gasps ripple through the group. Lauren physically grabs Phyllis by the arm and pulls her toward the exit. "Enough. You've made your point." Phyllis struggles, but eventually relents, shooting Christine a final glare before storming out. The door slams, leaving a stunned silence behind. Christine exhales deeply, tears welling in her eyes. "Why can't she just let me be happy?" she whispers. Lauren wraps an arm around her. "Because Phyllis doesn't know how to be happy herself." The aftermath and what comes next. As the night ends, the fallout from these intertwined events begins to take shape. Kyle's obsession with Holden pushes him to make a reckless decision, one that could expose secrets even he isn't ready to face. Tessa's impulsive kiss with Daniel sets the stage for emotional upheaval that could shatter relationships and create new romantic entanglements. And Phyllis's dramatic party-crashing stunt ensures that Christine's wedding will not be the calm, picture-perfect event she dreamed of. In the coming days, Genoa City will be buzzing. Rumors will swirl about Tessa and Daniel. Whispers will grow about Holden's mysterious companion and what Kyle plans to do about it. And as for Phyllis, well, she's far from finished. She's made it clear she doesn't believe Christine and Danny will make it to the altar, and knowing Phyllis, she might just do something drastic to prove herself right. But despite the chaos, Christine and Danny remain determined. They fought too hard and come too far to let Phyllis, or anyone else, stand in their way. Their love story has been decades in the making, and this time, they're ready to see it through. Still, as every Genoa City resident knows, love stories on the young and the restless rarely go as planned. Will Daniel and Tessa's kiss come to light at the worst possible moment? Will Holden's secret meeting with Sienna spark new danger? And will Phyllis cross a line she can't come back from? Stay tuned, because the drama is only just beginning. The night that began as a simple celebration for Christine Blair has become the storm that shakes Genoa City to its core. What was supposed to be filled with laughter and champagne toasts has instead given way to awkward silences, emotional confusion, and dangerous games of revenge and desire. The fallout from Phyllis's sabotage, Tessa's impulsive kiss, and Holden's shadowy rendezvous will now ripple across town, touching lives in ways no one could have predicted. As dawn approaches, the secrets begin to surface, and those who thought they were in control will realize that the night was only the beginning. Daniel's turmoil. In the dim glow of his apartment later that night, Daniel Romalotti, Jr. sits alone, the image of Tessa Porter still haunting his thoughts. He keeps replaying the moment, the way she looked at him before leaning in, the trembling intensity of her lips against his, the sharp taste of vulnerability in her kiss. He knows Tessa's heart still belongs to Mariah, but that fleeting contact awakened something in him he thought he'd buried years ago. He paces the floor, frustrated. "What are you doing, Daniel?" he mutters to himself. "She's hurting. You should have walked away." But the problem isn't that he didn't walk away, it's that he didn't want to. For all his good intentions, Daniel's heart is complicated. He's been trying to be the man Christine deserves to stand beside when she marries Danny, the reliable friend and calm presence. But now, guilt and desire pull at him in equal measure. He pours himself a drink, hoping to drown the memory, but the sound of his phone vibrating pulls him out of his thoughts. It's a text from Tessa. "We need to talk. Please. I didn't mean for that to happen." Daniel stares at the message for a long moment before typing back. "Meet me at Crimson Lights tomorrow morning. We'll figure it out." He sets the phone down, but there's no peace in his eyes. He knows the next day will bring questions, ones he might not be ready to answer. Tessa's regret. Across town, Tessa sits in her hotel room, staring blankly at her reflection. Her eyes are swollen from crying, her mascara smudged. She's still wearing the same clothes from earlier, though the once stylish outfit now feels like armor from a battle she lost. She can't stop thinking about Daniel, the kindness in his eyes, the steadiness in his touch, and the moment she crossed the line she never meant to. "Why did I do that?" she whispers, voice trembling. "What's wrong with me?" She picks up her phone, scrolling through old photos of her and Mariah, the smiles, the laughter, the music. Each image feels like a knife. Things were supposed to be perfect between them, but the distance, the missed calls, and the unspoken resentments have carved cracks in their foundation. Now, Tessa fears she's broken it beyond repair. When she kissed Daniel, it wasn't just passion, it was pain-seeking comfort. But the consequences are real. Mariah has always been fiery, loyal, and jealous when it comes to love. If she ever finds out, the fallout will be devastating. Tessa exhales shakily, whispering to herself, "You need to fix this before it's too late." But even she knows that some mistakes can't be erased, they only come back louder when the truth surfaces. Kyle's obsession deepens. While the rest of Genoa City sleeps uneasily, Kyle Abbott is wide awake, driving aimlessly through the city's dim streets. The image of Holden sitting with Sienna Bacall replays over and over in his mind. He can't explain it, but something about their connection feels dangerous, like a storm brewing under the surface. Claire's words echo in his head, "You're acting like a stalker, Kyle. Let it go." But he can't. Not when he's convinced Holden's hiding something that could destroy everything. He finally pulls over in front of society and sits in silence. His hands grip the steering wheel so tightly that his knuckles turn white. If Holden thinks he can just waltz back into town and play games with everyone, Kyle mutters, he's got another thing coming. Unbeknownst to him, a figure watches from across the street, Holden himself. Leaning casually against a lamppost, Holden smirks. He's been one step ahead of Kyle the whole time. He murmurs under his breath, "Keep watching, Abbott. You'll see exactly what I want you to see." Holden pulls out his phone and sends a brief message to an unknown number. Phase 1 complete. He's taking the bait. The reply comes seconds later. Good. Keep him distracted. We'll move on Christine's wedding next. Holden tucks his phone away, the faint sound of jazz drifting from a nearby club as he disappears into the shadows. Whatever he's planning, it's only beginning. The morning after at Crimson Lights. The next morning, Genoa City feels eerily calm, the kind of stillness that follows a storm but hints at more to come. At Crimson